Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Happy 2024 to all that I think it's 2024 or it could just be 2020 part 5 or whatever part it wants to be. But thank you all for tuning in for the first episode of the year of For the Fan. As always, I am Will, and we got Colton, we got Jake, we got Dom, and more impaired than ever before to start off the year.
Yep.
It's about right.
Week 17 was a wild one. There was controversy. There was fireworks. There were clinching scenarios. This week there's clinching scenarios. There was everything that went right. Early thoughts, final thoughts, processing thoughts.
All depression.
Go blue.
This is
Go
what
blue. Go blue. That's it. Go blue. I do not care. Do not care. Go blue.
Listen, hey, Maryland and Michigan, the only teams to beat the SEC this season in bowl games.
SEC who? SEC who? Shove it up my rear end. Go blue.
Yeah, I don't know. This was not a bad week. A lot of action in that 1 o'clock hour.
Oh, we're talking football. We're talking NFL. My bad, dude. I thought we were talking about the roses. Where's my rose at? Hold on. Insert rose.
I should have brought my my Rose Bowl ring that I have
That would have been cool.
from last year.
Sorry, I could care less about the NFL. I am way too hyped about Michigan. Sorry. I am way too hyped. I know the Steelers have a decent shot making the playoffs. I could care less. I'm very excited about Michigan. Do not care about anything else. Go blue. I am done now. I'm sorry. Had to be done.
Yeah, I don't really know how excited I am for Week 18. There's not too much really going on in Week 18.
NFC South. What are you talking about? You spent 20 minutes on the NFC South.
The Falcons can still clinch, and then Colton's worst nightmare becomes a reality.
In the AFC South. There's your excitement. That's it.
The AFC South. That's it. Yeah.
Wait, Dom asked for an AFC South primetime game, and he got one this week.
He sure
Finally
does.
got it.
He sure does.
He's only been wishing to Gruesome Claus the last 17 weeks, and he finally got his wish right.
Yeah, we do have yeah, that's the premier AFC South matchup, actually, right there. So that's cool. That is cool.
But gentlemen, are we ready to commence the last episode of the regular season?
Absolutely.
It's sad that we get this far. We have 8 viewers tuning in. I thank all 8 viewers for watching and tuning into us. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
And we jumped up a whole 1 to 9. So for the 9 people that are listening to us and or watching us next day, 10, the perfect 10 here. Hi, Dillinger. Follow us on all the stuff down below. YouTube For the Fan Network, TikTok For the Fan Network, Twitter and or X, however you want to go about it, For the Fan _ and Instagram For the Fan Football. We need 3 followers. 3 followers over on TikTok. And we get the perfect 300 followers. I wanted to get it last year, but unfortunately we didn't get there. But we got 50K likes. So, I mean, a win's a win in some aspects there. As I'm trying to go through this, let's break out the injury report here. Not really so much quarterback injury news, but a lot of quarterback news. Lamar Jackson's not going to be starting for the Ravens. They're resting him. Stafford, Purdy, they're not going to be starting either of them. Joe Flacco, he gets his nap, well-deserved, following that primetime game against the New York Jets. Trevor Lawrence practiced in limited fashion today on Wednesday, the 3rd of January. I'm trying to go through the rest of it. I'm trying to go through everything else here. Trying to find the clinching scenarios. If anyone else has like injury news, let me know or shout it out.
I think you covered most of it. Mahomes isn't starting.
Yeah, Mahomes isn't starting.
I believe that's pretty much all the resting starting quarterbacks, I believe.
Christian McCaffrey, he's out, but due to the calf injury that he had suffered against the Commanders in Week 17.
No Joe Flacco either.
Yeah. Joe Flacco gets the deserved nap because he was falling asleep playing the Jets. I mean, I would do the same if you're up 35 points in the first half on a team like that. Sean McVay just ruled out Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald against the 49ers. So,
wow.
Carson Wentz and Sam Darnold, the game that we've been anticipating for months and years, and it's finally going to be taking place here, but probably without some of the big names, as I just mentioned for the Rams, and we're probably going to expect Debo and George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk to probably follow suit for the Niners.
It's going to be interesting. That's going to be a really interesting game. Sam Darnold versus Carson Wentz with all backups.
My dream come true here.
That
my
is
absolute dream come true. Just for Sam Darnold. I picked him up in fantasy just for that point. And I might honestly play him.
That might be a game to take the under on if you're betting.
Respectful. But yeah, I think I kind of nailed everything on the head here.
What about Detroit? Does Detroit have anything to play for?
If the Eagles win and the Cowboys lose and the Lions win, the Lions could jump up to 2.
Okay.
So no.
Well, I mean, if they want to play the 7 seed, whoever that is going to be, like Chicago, New Orleans, Atlanta, I don't even know the Packers. I mean,
like a play the first half kind of scenario, and that's it. So I don't know.
They're in the 1 o'clock hour, so they're not really. I don't know. They're not playing for much, but if they do want to jump up, a couple spots in the playoffs, they can. Also, Greg Dulcich, Mr. Hamstring, his practice window expired. He is now done for the year after re-injuring his hamstring, which I believe for like the 3rd time. Yeah, I think that might be it. I'm just going to quickly do a scroll here, and I can figure out anything else I might be missing. Christian Kirk. After suffering an injury, he had abdominal core surgery. His practice window opened up, but with the Jaguars kind of questionable with the playoff spots right now. Yeah, it might be a person to watch if he might get activated off the injured reserve this week. I think I got them all. Yeah. Yep. They're all good there. Taylor Heineke, left ankle sprain. Who knows who's going to be starting for quarterback for Atlanta come Sunday? I don't know. That's all I got there. But let's break this down here. Let's look into the playoff picture. Let me pull this up here. This is what it's looking like as we're entering week number 18. The 4th week 18 of all time. Let me get this off of Colton's face here. So we got Baltimore locked in at the 1 seed. We got Miami, who's locked up at the 2 seed. Well, not locked up. They're in the playoffs at 2. The Chiefs, who are locked in at the 3 seed, no matter if they win, lose, or draw. Essentially, they are tied in for the 3 seed, so they could be either rematching Buffalo, Indianapolis, Houston. Jacksonville is at 4. Joe Flacco and the Browns are locked in at 5. They cannot change their position here. The Bills are the most interesting team here because if they win, they can clinch the 2 seed and the AFC East title. If they lose and other stuff, dominoes fall apart there, they can miss the playoffs entirely, which I believe involves the not the Buffalo Bills. It doesn't matter who wins in between the Colts and the Texans. That's official there. I think I actually got it here. No, this doesn't give me the elimination thing.
Yeah, it would just be the Steelers.
The Steelers would need to win.
Steelers win, Buffalo lose, Berg is in the dance, baby.
I think there's another one, though. I think it's like Jacksonville has to win or something like that.
Jacksonville, no.
If Jacksonville wins, I think, the Bills have to win.
No, if Jacksonville wins, they stay right in that spot.
I think 2 easy opportunities. If Jacksonville loses and the Steelers win, they're in, as long as I think the other game doesn't end in a tie. The Colts and Texans.
The Colts and the Texans cannot end in a tie. It doesn't matter who wins it. It just cannot end in a tie.
That's not going to happen because that's they want to win to get in. So
could we possibly have a tie and they both make it scenario like
it was supposed to be like 2 years ago with
Raiders and Chargers.
That's right, bro.
So do they play for the tie and you both make it?
No, they need to win. No, they need like a wild situation for that for the tie.
So if the Bills lose, okay, here let me go about this. So Saturday night, no, not even Saturday night. Well, yeah, Saturday afternoon, the Steelers win. Okay, and then the Jaguars win in the 1 o'clock hour on Sunday. The Bills need to win. They can't just let their foot off the gas pedal. They have to win. Yeah. If they lose, they get eliminated. They're done. They're out of the playoffs. If they win, they get the 2 seed. Doesn't matter what happens there. So if they lose, Jaguars lose, and the Steelers lose, the Bills will be locked in at 6. If the Bills lose, the Steelers lose, the Jaguars win, they be locked in at 7.
Question.
Yes.
If the Bills win, do they take over the division spot?
They clinch
Yes.
the division with a win.
Wow. Yeah, they could be that second seed. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's my biggest talking point ahead of this like week 18 is watching the game. Again, for the people that don't know, my fiance is a Dolphins fan. Their whole family's Dolphins fans. And I'm sitting here, I'm texting her brother. I'm like, bro, why is Tua in the game? And then like I turn it off. It's awful. So I watched the Giants game, and I like find out later that day, just like everything going on, Steelers game, everything, all that. Find out that Bradley Chubb gets hurt and he's done for this. And I'm telling you, that shit is asinine for McDaniel.
Yeah, he didn't.
I've questioned McDaniel like zero. Like this
He's even
season.
come out and admitted that like he messed up. Like he should not
He's
have.
done it twice. He's kept guys on the field twice. And against the Jets, Jalen Phillips, the game's over. And Jalen Phillips blows his Achilles. He shouldn't be on the field. He's an injury-prone guy. He's had injury issues with the Dolphins. And he blows his Achilles out in a useless game because you're already waxing the Jets. And on an awful field. What are you doing? How you lose Bradley Chubb? Oh, my goodness.
Now, I don't really know who they have a pass rusher because they signed Jason Pierre-Paul, but then they released him. So I don't know what their situation is at edge rusher.
Melvin Ingram back too. I think they have Melvin Ingram there.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
And then
God Almighty, what are we doing,
And then we
Miami? Like that game, you know it's over. It's over against Baltimore. It's over. Sit them down. You know, must win next week. Must win. Now you were without Bradley Chubb. Like, what are we doing? I can never understand that as a coach. Why keep these guys in? Let me get them the extra rest. This game is useless. It's not worth playing, guys. Oh, what are we doing?
I mean, Brandon Staley was the perfect example last year. We saw what
2
happened.
years in a row.
Yeah, Brandon Staley, I get it. I can see it from Brandon Staley. He's an awful coach. He's an idiot. I get it. McDaniel, I thought you would have learned your lesson against the Jets, losing Jalen Phillips. I thought we would have learned our lesson there. Like oh my gosh, that's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
And let me read the playoff scenarios here for the AFC. So the Bills, they could clinch the AFC East with a win. They could clinch a playoff berth with a tie, or, the Steelers lose or tie. The Jaguars lose or tie, or Indy and Houston ends in a tie. The Texans clinch the AFC South title with a win and a Jacksonville loss. They'll clinch a playoff berth with an outright win, or if they tie, Jacksonville would have to lose and the Steelers would have to lose or tie. The Colts can clinch the AFC South title, which is just so crazy to think about because we were making fun of how they need Santa Claus to pray that Jonathan Taylor gets back to the field and all that stuff. So the Colts can clinch the AFC South title with a win and a Jacksonville loss or tie. They tie and Jacksonville loses. Indianapolis will clinch a playoff berth with an outright win, or they tie, Steelers lose. The Jaguars clinch the AFC South title with an outright win, or they tie, then indeed Houston both have to tie. The Dolphins clinch the AFC East title with a win. The Steelers clinch a playoff berth with one of the 5 scenarios here. They must win, plus a Buffalo loss. They have to win. Scenario 2, they win, or Jacksonville loss or tie. Third, they win. Houston and Indy must tie. And then there's I'm not even going through these other ones.
Yeah,
They can lose this weekend.
Because there's one where Denver, because
Denver wins.
Denver
Steelers
has
lose,
to
they get in.
win.
Denver's out. That's the answer.
I know.
This is the
Dude, there's a way the
schedule or
Steelers
something?
get in with a loss. They can lose this weekend and get in. It's hilarious. The NFL is funny.
So what happens with Kenny Pickett now? Because I don't know. I saw from one of our guys, Zachary Smith, that apparently Kenny Pickett refused to be QB2 for that game. He apparently has a nice source inside the Steelers that has said that Kenny refused to be
I
QB2
thought that was
for
proven
Seattle.
false. I thought that was proven false that he never said that he refused.
Kenny came out at his presser the other day and shut it down. So if anyone thinks that's legit, I don't. I personally don't. And I get the Steelers riding with Mason. You can't bend. You can't bench him right now. So it's a crazy situation that Mason Rudolph has. I wouldn't say a high possibility. Like I don't know what happens this weekend. Like I hope the dominoes fall the Steelers away and they get in the dance because I don't think the AFC is good, to be honest.
Pretty wide open.
But
I mean,
Other than Baltimore, really, but
yeah, but the Steelers beat him earlier. Like how good as the Ravens are, like the Steelers play really good against them. Division team, like dude, it is wide open. That's why I've been so pissed with the Steelers this whole season. Again, I don't want to turn into a Steelers show. There's a bunch of other shit that people care about, but you got to ride the hot hand at the end of the day. You got to let the reindeer lead the sleigh. I know it's way after Christmas now, but he's continuing to lead the sleigh, so he's continuing the holiday, and I'm all for Mason Rudolph. So,
So does the magic go away because it's not Christmas time anymore?
no, he proved it New Year's Eve. He proved it New Year's Eve that the magic ride's still going. So, again, they got the talent. It's kind of what's been annoying. They have the talent in Pittsburgh on the outside and on the roster. The two-headed monster at running back, Warren and Najee, finally looking great. They ran all over Seattle. So I might have to shout out Kyle Brandt, get myself an Angry Run shirt since they're both on
you got to
it.
get the Jalen one too. You got to get both of them.
No, they're both on it. The new one.
No,
this
they have
week,
one where
both on
Jalen
it.
won it a couple weeks back.
Oh, they're on the same shirt. I'm not
Yeah.
getting like individual shirts. I'm getting the one where they're both on it. That might be a
No, you got to buy the scepter now. I mean,
I will not be buying the scepter. You should have some hands in that universe. So you get me one, man. How about that? And I'll rep it.
I'll pull a few strings. I'll see what I
Yes,
can
what
do for
strings
you.
you got? You got to play it. You got to play it.
For the NFC side here, the Niners lock in the 1 seed. The Cowboys stay at the 2. Detroit, unfortunately, the billboards all over Detroit have 11-5 crossed out and have 12-4 written in Sharpie all over the highways around Detroit there. Number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 8-8, and we only gave them 8 minutes of talking points in the summer, so it's fitting for that. 5, Philadelphia. Number 6, the Rams, who are locked in. And 7, the Green Bay Packers.
who's in the hunt? Like, is there another?
Let me get you the
Right? Isn't Seattle right there as well?
Seattle's 8-8.
And the Saints.
I will read you guys the
Big game.
4 or 5 teams that are following here. So, well, right now the Buccaneers and the Packers are technically in the hunt, so I have to just technically say that. The Seahawks are at 8, the Saints are at 9, the Vikings are at 10, the Falcons are right there. And the Bears are eliminated from the playoffs. Okay, they're done. They're toast. Whatever I saw was a lie. So, yeah.
So in reality,
They needed a tie Sunday Night Football. That's what they needed with the Green Minnesota game. They needed a tie to stay alive, and that did not happen.
So the Niners stay, obviously. The Cowboys could move to wild card if the Eagles win and they lose, technically. The Lions, no matter what, not no matter what. The Lions stay in that spot if Dallas or Philly, one of the teams win.
Let me do this for you right now.
Is there a scenario other than
Yes.
Cowboys and Philly losing? Is there a scenario where Detroit
would jump us, I believe, if we were to get the division spot.
So theoretically,
I'm going to pull this up here. Let me pull this up here. We're going to pull up the
ESPN
playoff machine here, where we can decide what factors go on here.
Oh,
so what do we want here? Okay, we can decide entirely week 18. We can decide everything that happens here. So what do we want? So if we say the Eagles,
keep this reeled in because you
already did the whole
billion
AFC
things
and you went way too far.
I got lost when you said that Santa was praying for something, and that was
the Colts were praying to Santa Claus for Jonathan Taylor to come back and everything established.
Just thought the NFC side
here. So if we do this here, okay, here, Cowboys win here, and we got to find the Lions here who are up here. So if the Eagles, if they lose,
got it.
Lions are locked in at 3.
So Lions, no matter what, are pretty much locked in at 3 because
pretty much locked in at unless they for some reason,
unless
Eagles and Cowboys both lose, they can honestly move up.
So the Lions really don't have much to play for then, like at all.
No.
All right, so they might not even start their starters.
We might not play our starters because it's going to be snowy, possibly snowy and rainy.
Yeah, I think the snow is going to be gone by the time kickoff rolls around.
It's still MetLife.
Sucky, though. And in the cold on that MetLife turf is rough. All right. Okay. And then the Rams are locked in. The Eagles
Rams
are locked in if the Cowboys win.
Mhm.
Tampa Bay is locked in, period.
Yes.
They need to win. They're not locked in. They need to win. So
Gotcha.
if they lose, the Saints would be the ones that could go in there, but it would depend what happens here. So if both of them tie, if the Falcons and the Saints tie, they would stay there. But if the Falcons win, the Falcons would move into the 4 spot.
Okay. Now the Rams, okay, because they're not playing anyone. No matter what, whoever would win and be 9-7, no matter what, the Rams stay there. Period.
So here, if we pick this and we can do this, they can drop.
They can drop. All right. Interesting.
So if let's just say the Bears win for some reason, Seattle can jump up there.
All right. But the Rams stay there. So the only scenario where the Rams move is if Green Bay wins and the Rams lose. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. We're making progress here because this stuff matters.
Let's see this. So
that's pretty much it, right?
If Texans win, they could jump up there. I'll notch that back at a tie. And then Colton's little Steelers can move up into the
little Steelers. Wow.
Little Steelers. Like the little Giants.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the playoff picture.
Pretty much, we got everything covered. I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
We want this. Let's see. We could do this. Jaguars win.
So pretty much the entire AFC South is winning in. Like, I mean, that's not the entire, but the 2 games right there, 3 teams are winning in, period. Because Jacksonville can technically not make the playoffs if they lose and other things happen. And between Indianapolis and Houston, obviously, whoever is in. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Seeding on that is wild. That could be in anything. So that's nuts. I think we got pretty much everything covered. I think we're good. I feel like we're good.
I want to bring up this question that I talked about for every
Yeah, I like this.
26 of the 32 teams, because I did forget some teams, okay, because stuff happens. I should have left a little note in front of me, like how Dom has it for his microphone next to him. Mute this mic.
I tore it off because I always remember now.
Now he's gonna forget.
Now he's gonna forget. Yeah, exactly.
I can't possibly forget because me and Jake's audio would be so bad you would tell me immediately. So we're good.
So right now, for who is locked into the playoffs, okay, I'm going to start out with the AFC because we got the 1, 2, 3, and 5 seeds locked up. I want to start out with the Baltimore Ravens here. Besides a Super Bowl victory, what will make the playoffs successful for the Baltimore Ravens?
Not a thing.
I mean, honestly,
I think with how they've played, that's the only standard.
Yeah. They are Super Bowl or bust this year, period. Or maybe not bust as in like
gotta make it. If they don't make Super Bowl, not a good season for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I mean, last time they were the 1 seed, they got shown up by the Tennessee Titans, and they were just steamrolling people.
You know what? I gotta make a little bit of a declaration here because I feel like it's owed from me at least. I've given Lamar a lot of hate, period, forever. Okay. I think this is the best Lamar we've ever had. I think this is the most stable passer Lamar we've ever had. I feel like this is the strongest quarterback Lamar we've ever had. I feel like, and he struggled in the playoffs. We've seen that. I feel like this is the strongest chance the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson have had. He's still healthy. He's just made the greatest case that he could have made for MVP still. He's had an increasingly strong December. I mean, Lamar deserves all the credit, and the MVP talk that was for Lamar that people were against, including me, I think has been pretty shut up after this past performance last week. But I will say, this is the only standout team in the AFC, the only legitimately strong team in the AFC where I feel like there are no legitimate questions of, on any given Sunday, are they going to be a strong team? They've performed every single time, both sides of the ball. Lamar and that defense have complemented each other very well this season. John Harbaugh's done a great job. This is like you said, they are pretty much Super Bowl or bust because this is the strongest team they've had to do this with since the last time they've been to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it is Super Bowl or bust. And if they don't win the Super Bowl, I think they should be disappointed. I think that's where it's at, right? So,
Yeah.
I feel like
So now-
coming from me meant the greatest, at least at that point, because
I'm gonna record it, clip it, crap out Dom. So anytime there's Lamar slander after this, I'll just play the video.
I got okay, great.
So now the Miami Dolphins, what will make this playoff successful for them outside of a Super Bowl victory? I would have to assume health because this team has just been beaten up. I mean, the offensive line's just torn up. The defense is just torn apart. Tyreek Hill's hurt. I mean, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Tyreek because his house was on fire and the helicopters caught him. He was seen in a walking boot outside of his house while, it was burning down. So they're just suffering through injuries galore at this moment.
I feel like almost already this has been a pretty successful season for the Dolphins in that Tua stayed healthy all season, right? So that was such a big worry from last season. Them making the playoffs in that number one spot in the division has been one of the biggest accomplishments they've made in the past 20 years or so, because that's obviously been such a struggle in this division with Brady. So I feel like already, as far as the Dolphins are concerned, since the year 2000, this is already a successful season for the Dolphins and probably the most successful season they've had since. So, I mean, I feel like it's not too crazy to say they don't need too much to call this a successful season. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but if they win a playoff game and however far they go in this playoffs, I feel like it's pretty house money for them. And it's just an added bonus because obviously they have a future to play with McDaniels and the team that they've built there. So I feel like it's, just experience and everything more. Obviously, if they do it all, they do it all. That's the biggest accomplishment. But, as far as success goes for the Dolphins, I feel like, for the Dolphins, this is already a successful season.
I'd say if you just win a game or two.
Yeah.
Doesn't really, I mean, you already got waxed by Baltimore once.
Yeah.
If you, get there.
But they wouldn't play Baltimore for a little bit, probably.
Yeah,
so.
if they win 2 games, they'll play them.
Yeah, if they win 2 games, they would go into Baltimore for the end of January.
Pretty much for most teams, pretty much for all teams in the league, if you make the championship game, I mean, it's a pretty successful season. Then there's the few outliers where it's like, all right, you've been successful. You got to do more. But
I mean, you could say just looking good in cold weather would be a huge success.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You got anything, Colton?
Yeah. No, for me, I heard the Dolphins stuff. My ideas changed on the Dolphins because of all the injuries. I thought for them it would be to at least get to the title game in the AFC because I just think it's so weak. I really do. But all the injuries, I don't know what the Dolphins they can get a playoff win because I trust me. I want them to win for my benefit and my family's benefit. But I don't know if they win Sunday. It's a tough task.
If Mostert plays,
Successful.
if Mostert plays, I think they can.
I was shocked.
Get.
I don't want to give picks away, but I was shocked as many people that took the Dolphins in picks. I was a little surprised with that.
I'm still thinking about it, but I
So
got
for
My,
me,
my picks are
that's
going to be
why-
changing as we go through, though.
yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs, outside of defending their Super Bowl win a year ago, what will make these playoffs successful? And I think we can all start out here. You need Travis Kelce to be what Travis Kelce was. Before T Swift and the Swifties invaded the National Football League, you need him to be the guy that he was, last year. Always wide open. He's hard to defend. I mean, he's getting double teamed, triple teamed in the middle of the field. And you really only have one target in Rashee Rice. That's the only receiver that you can have that's capable of yards after catch. And everyone else in that team just doesn't know how to use their hands correctly.
I thought the addition of Mecole Hardman would be big this past weekend, but he dropped some balls, so that was
I don't even know if he played. He was activated off of IR.
Oh, he dropped the
No, he
ball.
dropped-
He dropped the
Yeah.
major first down ball.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously for the Chiefs,
The defense too, though. The defense is the best in the Mahomes era.
it is. So there's no excuse, really. And that's the thing for the Chiefs to have a successful playoffs. I mean, like, what, dude? I mean, you got to look like the Chiefs in the playoffs, really, and in turn win games, because that's what happens when you look like the Chiefs that we know in the playoffs. So unless you at least make it to the championship team or game, and if you lose looking like the Chiefs, then I guess, I don't know, it's still not a successful playoffs, but at least you showed some freaking life as the Chiefs. I don't know. I really don't. They've like, I don't. It's not even Kelsey. It's just the entire offense altogether, man. It's just
Matt Nagy.
bum. Yeah.
I think they need a guy like Mitch Trubisky to unlock Matt Nagy's potential there.
Hey yo.
The Cleveland Browns, who have made their third playoff appearance this century.
Joe Flacco not being on the couch right now is already a successful playoffs for them. Are we
going to go through every team? Because this is going to get ridiculous real quick.
Hey, man, I don't know. Anything they do is good.
You do anything. There you go.
The fact they've made it this far is already successful for their season, dude. I am shocked. It is.
And they're basically locked into playing either the Colts, the Jaguars, or the Texans, they've beaten all of them. Joe Flacco has beaten 2 of them, and PJ Walker beat the Colts. So,
man, I mean, it looks good.
they also need Amari Cooper back out there. I'm just saying. He's dealing with a heel injury, and the other receivers have dealt with heel injuries like Keenan Allen and Hollywood Brown. They haven't touched the field in weeks.
I think he'll be fine.
The San Francisco 49ers. What they need to do is run the damn table. Everyone has to come to Santa Clara. You need to beat the ever-living shit out of every team that comes in there, just like they did in 2019. Just don't leave no survivors. Just take everyone out and just walk to Vegas after you're done. That's essentially what will make the playoffs successful.
Yeah, they need to make it and win it. Making it would be nice for them, though. If they don't win it, I don't know. But I feel like, making it would be pretty successful for the Niners. There you go.
The Dallas Cowboys.
We said it. I remember our preview. Because I said it.
Yes, winning a damn playoff game more than every 75 years. Do it again.
Yeah, I said win a damn playoff game, and y'all were like, "Oh, they did." I was like, "All right, win 2 damn playoff games." So I mean, I guess that's really it. Make it to the championship.
That's
That's
have a parade after one playoff game. That's what they got to do.
Nah.
I don't know. Mike McCarthy has really opened up the offense, and I have to give him credit because I just thought he was just going to be canned after the season. I was thinking, Kellen Moore, scapegoat, but hey, I think the offense looks even better without Kellen Moore, to be honest. The run game's lacking, but passing, I think Dak looks better than he's ever been.
CD's been their most premier receiver in their history now, or
He stepped. Yeah, he leads receptions and yards. He's passed Michael Irvin and all of them.
there you go.
It's that 88. I don't know. They just never retire that number. The Detroit Lions.
They're good.
Reporting to the referee without 10 people huddling the referee. Don't get the referees confused.
I don't blame the Lions for any of that nonsense, bro.
You won the division. You're already happy.
Yeah, you're good.
Winning a playoff game this century. Now that would be, successful because they haven't in their couple appearances there.
If things go out the way they are, I think they can win a playoff game. If they get the Rams or Green Bay first, I think they can win.
I mean, I think the Packers might be the most scary team if they have to play them.
Nah, it's definitely the Rams.
I mean, the Packers went in their Thanksgiving
I don't-
Day and stomped them.
I don't trust Jordan Love as much as I could throw him. So
I don't know. I'm starting to gain more respect for Love as he's been growing through the league here. Here you go, Jake. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh.
Convincing everybody to not retire. That's it. They're not winning a game. At this rate, they're not winning a fucking game.
So what? Travis Kelce, Graham, and Fletcher Cox.
I didn't realize we had Travis. That's cool.
Oh, Travis. Same thing. The man from the Campbell soup commercials. Here we go. And
that might have been the last home game with all those guys, and we lost the Cardinals.
Yeah, that does suck. Actually, it's kind of brutal.
And now the Los Angeles Rams.
You got to win a playoff game. Like, this is kind of it.
Yeah.
For them, to be honest, like, they're too old of a team.
You kind of got to do it all again and win the Super Bowl again. I feel like just because.
But yes.
No, but just because. I mean, you obviously have youth on this team. There's a future. You got to figure stuff out though eventually. But you know, you did the Stafford thing. You still have Stafford, so that whole thing was.
I really just hope they play the Lions. That'd be amazing.
That's a primetime game right there. I mean,
oh well,
I wouldn't put that on any other slot. I wouldn't put it at a 4:30. I wouldn't put it at a 1 o'clock. I wouldn't even put it on Sunday at 4:30. I would make sure it's a 8 o'clock game either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday Night Football.
Hands down.
By the way, I think that's stupid. They have a Monday night playoff game.
Yeah, I don't like it. I miss when they introduced the 6 wildcard games. It was just 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and it was just like
I like it. No, I'm cool with it. Like if the Steelers somehow make it in and they play Monday, I'm not pleased about it. I can tell you right now.
Well, I mean, you get an extra day of rest because you're playing on a Saturday.
Yeah, but then if they win, they have a short week.
But ever since they introduced the 4 and the Monday night game, it's always been the 4 and a 5 seed has been played on that Monday night game. And it's been an NFC team.
That's not my issue. But yeah, I still think it's stupid because it's not fair to the teams. Because, next week you have a short week. So if they have any concussions or anything, instantly there's no way in heck they're playing. So
in the playoffs, every extra day matters, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. That's stupid.
Cool,
they get an extra day of prep, but that does you no good for the following week. You're down a week. You're down a day.
In the playoff matchup, that least matters, too. Like, you don't need the extra. I would rather the extra day of prep in playoffs when it matters more. You know, I mean, it's dumb. It's dumb.
I have 3 debate questions. They branch off of what I discussed last week, talking about the offensive, defensive rookie, and coach of the year. Who should win offensive player of the year?
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. I mean, because he won't win MVP, Christian McCaffrey easily, obviously. I mean, is there...
If McCaffrey wins MVP...
He doesn't, though. Sorry, it's Lamar Jackson. That is solidified. There's no way there's even a debate for McCaffrey anymore. It's definitely Lamar.
I agree.
Hate to poke the fun in your question there, but no way. It's
just ruin my fun
today.
Yeah, I agree. There's
no way it's not Lamar Jackson right now.
Yeah, it's settled. I feel like there's not even any controversy.
He's got the 1 seed. He beat the 1 seed in the other conference. He's got the stats for it. He's probably the best we've seen him play as a passer. So it's got to be Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. So I know last week we were talking about the odds for Jalen Carter, and he was a landslide favorite. Now he's went from like 1,000, like 1,500 positive or favorited last week. He's only a minus 175 now. He just absolutely fell back.
So who's there now? Who's
Will Anderson is there? Is the second one there, and also Puka Nacua went from being the favorite to Stroud's now just a landslide favorite.
I don't know how that happened because it's not like Stroud did insane last week. Like I don't know where that suddenly just changed so drastically, but it did somehow. I guess
he's a quarterback.
Yeah, it's the quarterback award thing. Yeah,
and he also is a top pick.
Yeah.
And they have a chance to win the division.
And somebody everybody watched in college.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it, but
name recognition.
That should be like Like I hate to say it, like dude, Puka Nacua's had a wild season not to be recognized.
Yeah.
Not to get it after literally breaking a record that's held for.
He needs 4 catches and 29 yards, and he'll become the all-time rookie receiver. So he'll pass.
He might not play, right?
No, he's gonna probably play, but he's not gonna play the entire game.
I don't think records before week 18 matter. Like you have to beat it before the last week for it to
But
matter.
I mean, this rookie receiving record's been stood since like the '60s, and they play 14 games. So it's like, are we just gonna keep on adding stuff to where it's hey, this is like a 13 game season, a 14 game season, 16 game season?
You also have your eras stuff. It's like undefeated Dolphins, undefeated Patriots. Those are two different amount of games. Again, like it's eras. You know how that goes. Every sport has that.
Here you go, Colton. Who should win Defensive Player of the Year?
It's TJ Watt, but Lord knows what they're doing. Like Myles Garrett, I was laughing. Myles Garrett was, I think, the favorite right now. And I was laughing because I looked at the defensive like the sack leader came up, like all the players on the sack, like the top five.
Myles Garrett. 3 of them are there.
Myles Garrett is not on the top 5 in sacks. Which is
wow.
Is Trey Hendrickson, TJ Watt, Danielle Hunter. Forget the other 2 guys. And they were not
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the other 2 guys is. I'm assuming Parsons, but I'm not sure who the other 2 guys are on the list. I know it's Danielle Hunter.
Here it is. So I found it. So it's TJ Watt and Trey Hendrickson are tied at 1.
Yep, 17.
Followed by the linebacker Josh Allen with 16 and a half.
That's Josh Allen.
Khalil Mack at 16, and then Danielle Hunter, who's just been erupting this season with 15 and a half.
Bro, Josh Allen in that spot.
And one of the top comment, Trey Hendrickson is the Tyler Lockett of edge rushers.
Yes, he's so good. That's who the Jets should have signed. I swear up and down the Jets should have signed him.
Honestly, I wanted him over Lawson. I really did.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Trey Hendrickson's nice.
Yeah, he had 19 sacks that year in New Orleans and only played 48% of the snaps. Like
he's a stud, dude.
Josh Allen in that spot has done that so quietly. I mean, good for him. He deserves credit being in that conversation because
everyone in Jacksonville does everything quietly.
They really do. I mean, it's a
small market.
But that's impressive because those are names we've seen.
Trayvon Walker, he has 9 sacks this season. I feel like we've not talked about him at all. He's not been mentioned.
That's kind of interesting. Josh Allen being in that. Didn't expect that.
I think I could be Micah Parsons and TJ Watt's award down to the wire there.
Yeah, we'll see how TJ plays this weekend. Again, people probably won't give him his credit if he ends up with 2 sacks on Huntley. It was against Tyler Huntley, not Lamar Jackson. So
a sack's a sack. I mean, how many teams are starting backups? TJ Watt didn't sack Joe Burrow in that Saturday game that they had.
The biggest fact that a sack is a sack is Favre giving Strahan the record. Just give it to him. Just lay down. Because they're
did Huntley give TJ Watt the record or give? No. He was a full sack and then they reverted it back to half sack.
Yes.
He also hates TJ Watt's stats for whatever reason too. That's always just a thing for whatever reason.
Yeah, they don't like TJ Watt. I don't know if there's wadded out or something. I truly don't understand the hate for TJ Watt, to be honest.
It is weird. It's obsessive.
The guy doesn't get any holding calls. The stats get flushed around. I thought even the season he tied the record. He had another whole sack. I thought throughout the season, adding up half sacks.
And he missed 2.5 games.
Yeah. So is everyone all the games? I'm like, yeah, you fucking morons. How about that? You freaking missed games. You started and literally went out in the first for eat my shorts. I don't care. Do not care. He has the record. I do not care. So give me the games. You know what? He did in less than Strahan. How about that? How about those apples, you dorks?
So did Reggie White. Way less games because of the strike.
That's right, Clarence.
Reggie White was confirmed not human though.
Yeah, he had Jesus. He was the minister of defense.
And Deacon Jones too. If they said if they counted sacks, he would have had 30 or something in a season or something like that. But they didn't become a stat till 82, and he played during the 60s.
Yeah, Reggie White, 21 in 12 games because of the strike.
And here we go. Who should win the MVP award?
We already did this.
I still want to make a claim here for if the Bills clinch the division, okay. I think Josh Allen should still be consideration of it because he does have 40 touchdowns combined, passing and rushing, and he's going to be needed the entire 60 minutes this Sunday against the Dolphins. to keep the Bills' playoff hopes alive if, God forbid, something doesn't go the way that they want it. I mean, he'll be up there. Lamar's definitely going to be up there. And then you're going to have that third person who will it be? Brock Purdy? Could it be,
It might be
Dak Prescott?
Throw him in there just to fill it out because
They'll probably put in there just to appease people.
Tyreek or something,
Alrighty. Favorite games and moments from week 17. My favorite moment was looking at Red Zone, and there was just 10 games going on. I felt like a kid on Christmas. It was just so amazing to see 10 games going on. I like the rush and the mayhem of everything just going back and forth with every single game.
It was a action-packed day of football, I will say. Like, it really was. I maybe because of the extra games, but it was like nonstop. I mean, it
was like March Madness comparable. Like, you just wanted to watch everything go on.
Yeah, it was like, 75-yard touchdown here. Watching Red Zone, at least. It was like 75-yard touchdown. 92-yard touchdown. Boom, 60-yard reception. Like, it was just like nonstop, huge plays. And there's been, I mean, I watch Red Zone every week. There's been times where we've had lulls, like
nothing. It's like the middle of the season where there's like 6 teams on a bye, and you're just like.
It was a good way to almost end Red Zone for the year. Almost.
By the way, I'm sick and tired of this. How has this not been brought up earlier? Take the damn hat off, you Patriots fan. What are we doing?
I roasted him.
Almighty, these two.
It's not a hat for any team. It's not a hat of.
It's not a hat for any team. Okay, there, Mr. Los Angeles fan. Like,
he was at the Super Bowl. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys, telling you guys are driving me up a wall with this nonsense.
Listen, the $20 grab bag.
You listen here, Diner Steak. Stay out of this.
I sent Colton a photo of the diner menu last night. I said, "Man, what kind of steak should I get?"
Oh my god!
I was trying to start World War III.
Take the hat off. You're both Jets and Patriots fans. I know both you guys suck, but that doesn't mean flipping to the Commanders and then.
Here we go. We got Rampage here. This is the MVP of the entire day.
This is awful.
Come on. How can you not like this Ram? Come on.
This is
horrible.
Awful. This is horrendous.
Colin's least favorite moment is us talking about this stuff.
This is horrendous. The amount of nonsense of pulling teams here. So for me, favorite moment is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer again, guiding my team to another victory and looking swell at it. And shout out to Najee Harris and Jalen Warren for being those guys. So shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what my favorite moment was other than
clinching. Clinching playoff spot. Beating the Giants on the missed field goal.
I gotta say, the former Patriots and Steelers punt returner returning a punt 95 yards was
risky. That dude caused the Steelers 2 games when he was in Pittsburgh, fumbling the ball, and all of a sudden he knows how to return punts again like he wasn't knowing. That's incredible, honestly. Good for Gunner. Bomb.
What team did he do that for?
Did it for the Patriots.
No.
I did it for the Giants.
Yeah, did it for the Giants against the Rams.
All right. I know the Patriots had Jalen Reagor. Dude,
opening kickoff just.
Yeah. That's a name. So that was cool.
That's a name that Jake just loves to hear.
It's not my problem.
Not your problem.
They're throwing.
Oh God! My buddy's
Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, I had my buddy's reaction to that draft. Absolute stunner. Stunner.
You don't want to see mine. It's bad.
Stunner.
No bad. I don't think I've said more cuss words in a 60-second span than I was big on Jefferson too. Like I've said, he was a. God damn it! Now you're bringing me flashbacks.
And then Goodell's just slashed in the chair.
Dude, honestly,
in the draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Reagor.
Our kids will never understand that moment of Roger
Goodell one of the wildest moments of television in history.
Bill Belichick's dog, right?
Just there's computers. Just have the Patriots gone too far? What do the Patriots know?
He's probably still drafting for the Patriots. That's why they can't draft for shit, honestly.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Dog.
So for one final time this regular season, buy, sell, and hold on teams and players following. Oh, I messed up here. Week 18. I meant to put week 17. So what are you guys trying to do here for week number 17 on this?
Buying the NFL is rigged. That's what I'm buying.
Oh, I'm selling Brad, referee, whatever his name is. I'm selling him. Brad, selling him and his crew that aren't now making playoffs.
Yeah,
they're in Baltimore. They're in Baltimore for the game Saturday.
For me, I'm going to buy Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I've kind of beat it to the ground, but yes, I'm going to buy Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I don't know.
I don't even know what I want to buy into anymore. I had a couple. I honestly was thinking of a couple buys. I was like, oh man, that's what I want to do. I'm going to buy into the damn Pop-Tart. I'm buying into the Pop-Tart mascot, the best mascot that's ever come into play. Risked his life. He's now, he sacrificed himself. I think he rises again. They said
I was gonna say that.
I think we have news.
I was gonna say that if Will brought it up. I was gonna.
What news do we got? I don't have anything
earlier.
I thought Will was gonna bring it up previous to the show. I was like, if Will brings it up, I'm gonna say this team should do it, and if this team did it, that's sick. And I wish I put it on the record first. But Jake,
see, I read that wrong because I can't read. But the possibility of Dalvin Cook joining the Ravens practice squad to play. Since the Jets just said, screw this guy.
Well, I mean, he won't. I mean, it only made sense for him to, go somewhere else. I mean, we're paying him $5 million to ride the bench.
I meant more.
I say it's him. I say it's Baltimore or Dallas because Dallas has not been getting anything out of Pollard and Deuce Vaughn. They've been just. I don't know. They just haven't been able to get anything in the run game going.
Personnel problem from Dallas, though. That's the thing. I just feel like it's a whole other thing. Obviously, stuff's working for them, though. And same with the Ravens. But the Ravens, with J.K. down, hey, man, wouldn't be bad. Would not be bad to completely bolster that portion of your play.
Well, and Mitchell's hurt, too.
And it would be solid, man. I mean, that would be insane for the Ravens, Dalvin Cook. I know he's not Dalvin Cook 2 years ago, Dalvin Cook or whatever, but...
Oh, no, he probably stole as the Dalvin Cook of 2 years ago, but the Jets just,
Yeah, that's how
once Rodgers got hurt, everything just went out the window for that.
The Jets,
every big name they bring in just
next year they're gonna bring in Slant Boy. Sell, man. I don't know. I'm gonna sell off on Carolina and just I don't even need to go into
that. Was the lowest hanging fruit of the entire year. Nice. I don't know what I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell. I don't know.
Colton making fun of your hat. I'd sell on that too.
Yeah, I'll sell on that.
Yeah, for me. What to sell on? Huh?
Right.
I'm gonna go with the New York teams. The Giants not starting Tommy Cutlets is kind of stupid. I get Tyrod is the better quarterback. Tyrod is not gonna be on the roster next season. Should have seen what you had at Tommy DeVito, you freaking bums. And the Jets, just the Jets. I mean, the Aaron Rodgers saga, what's going on off the field is absolutely insane.
Him and Jimmy Kimmel, that war.
That's hilarious.
That's an incredible war.
I love that. It's so
That's
fun.
something I didn't expect to see on Twitter last night. I can tell you that right now.
I just love that it starts with "dear asshole."
Asshole.
Yeah, and then he misspells it on top of that. I have a little bit of a take if I was going to do a sell. And I don't know how I feel about it either. But
I was just going to take the Colts point and just run with it. I'm selling the entire Northeast.
Send them to Canada.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Honestly, it's a great point. The NFC East, sell that and just the Jets.
No, he said
Northeast, the whole entire.
No. I'm cool with selling the NFC East. I'm cool with the whole NFC. The Commanders, the Giants, the Eagles, and Dallas. I'm cool with that. Because I seriously thought Philly was going to figure this thing out. I'm getting very, very nervous. What the fuck's going on in Philly here? And Dallas is going to have the same shit in caboodle when they get in the dance. I thought they were a legit team. Then I watched them more, and I'm like, dude, what is Dallas? So I thought Philly was going to be the cream of the crop, and I thought it was going to be Philly and San Fran, lock, NFC Championship. I don't know. Philly has not recovered. I do not comprehend why they cannot recover this botched snap that just continues like old cartoon, just kicking it on the floor with old-fashioned music, black and white color. Just can't pick this thing up. I don't get what's going on in Philly. So for me,
They won't call out Brian Johnson. It's like, oh, the defense is bad. Oh, Nick Sirianni, whatever. I don't even know why they keep deflecting to him. Like, the play calling wasn't this way when he called plays his first year. Shane Steichen brought us to a Super Bowl. This clown comes in, will call an entire great first half and start the second half all right. And then he'll draw, screen, draw.
You know, I was listening to, and I hate him, but I was listening to Nick Wright on whatever show that is, and I don't like him, but sometimes he just takes that illogical. And he was talking about how the Eagles have these high percentage plays that they are like top 5 in the league with.
And they don't use them.
And they don't use them. They use them at a 28th in the league percent of plays. And then like when they're 28th in the league on this type of play, that's the play they load up on. Yeah, and that he.
And that's what I've been complaining about since the start of the year. Remember how I said I almost killed myself with the amount of the QB draws in the red zone?
Yeah.
They finally stopped doing it. That's when the A.J. Brown run happened.
Yeah. That was a good run. That was the best run. That was the best part of the season for the Eagles.
And they just forget what starts working. And they're like, oh, let's go back to the stuff that doesn't work.
So this is why I sold the NFCs. There's a quick sell to add on with the Giants and the Jets.
I heard somebody on the radios ask, like, what is the Eagles' money play if you're not talking like real play, not tush push?
Yeah,
like first down play. And
yeah, I just don't get why they've gone away from DeAndre Swift. Like early in the season, DeAndre Swift was.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Kenny Gainwell. On Kenny Gainwell. Don't.
They didn't even use Boston Scott against the Giants that much either. I mean, he's the giant killer.
Why do we ever?
Maybe they'll use him this week.
Yeah, that's also true.
But like A.J. Brown slant has gotten a first down every time it's been called. Every single time, it gets called like twice a game.
Oh, you know what it was? It was when Eagles run a curl route, a curl play. They are like 5th or something, top 5 in the league in effectiveness of using that play, but they run it like 31st amount, like as far as how teams run it in the league. It's like the 31st.
No, all he does is call curls. It's slants. It's the one.
Yeah,
over the middle stuff he just doesn't use.
No, yeah, I saw that the chart of where Jalen completed the ball to or threw the ball to. There's
they also have
nothing across the middle.
Devontae Smith, who made an entire Heisman out of running comebacks. He doesn't do them. He makes AJ do them, and then makes Smith come across the middle. Makes no sense.
Well, I'm gonna say my take, which is a take. I'm kind of sold on the Packers. Not sold in a good way. I'm kind of sold on. I'm kind of selling them because I kind of think the whole Packers excitement, the Jordan Love kind of went on the run or whatever that he was on in the beginning of December, end of November thing came to a screeching halt like mid-December. And now they kind of just haven't. I feel like they kind of can't put it together. That if they do, they're going to make playoffs. And then I feel like I don't know who the heck they're going to put it together to. Who? The Cowboys? I don't think that's going to work out very well.
Either the Cowboys, Lions, Eagles. That's who they're going to end up playing.
I don't know. I really don't have any faith in the Packers moving forward this year, this season, this playoffs, if they do. So I kind of think, and I think there's a good chance they lose to Chicago, who's been hot. And we haven't made our picks yet, but I feel like there's a solid chance they could even lose that game. I'm pretty sold on that whole thing. So, yeah.
My hold is the Chicago Bears, not because of what they're playing for in Week 18, but what's going to happen with that number 1 overall pick? Are they going to take a quarterback? Are they going to trade back with Washington and New England and whatever teams that want a quarterback and just stockpile picks for years to come? I want to kind of see what goes on with.
This is what I said last year. They should roll with Fields, and I think that experiment's dead.
Yeah, I don't know how
you can't multiple years be terrible until the last bit when it's like your job's on the line, and now you're
in the middle of the season. And I feel like they maybe could be squeezing into the. They could probably be in the discussion this week if they didn't have to use agent.
It's the exact same spot we were last year. You still
is.
Don't know. You should
maybe less sure than last year.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
I think they might honestly do what the Giants did with Jones, just not even activate his 5th-year option, just be like, listen, go out there and just figure it out. But probably not be screwed like the Giants paying him $40 million to throw 2 touchdowns in a season.
I don't know.
I will gladly take Justin Fields if they are not interested in him.
Yeah, I mean, just see what you get in him.
I'll take him in Pittsburgh, boy.
Trade them Pickett.
They should trade back and trade up to get Marvin Harrison with the assets they have.
Still need a quarterback.
Yeah,
though.
you should trade back and then pick a quarterback later.
No. You
they're
keep Justin Fields and you rock with Marvin Harrison and DJ Moore. That's what you do.
No,
They can win with Justin Fields. Trust me, they can win with Justin Fields.
I don't know.
I mean, look, they're already they're better than where they were. Last
They can win with Justin Fields. They would be very silly to trade Justin Fields and then go restart the whole process again. And you can get more for this pick. You can get more for this pick than they did last year. You can get more.
I mean, I think it's a no.
and where's their other pick? What's their own pick?
Number 10 right now.
You can still have 2 top 10 picks and get a lot of assets in return.
I'd take
Which is
Harrison
nuts.
and an offensive tackle, one of them that are around that range.
And keep Justin Fields.
Yeah, or you can, if you really want to, you can take like one of the 2nd round quarterbacks.
No, that's not what they're. No way. Not with that capital. They're not taking a 2nd
They got
quarterback.
so much
They're
cap
gonna-
too next season.
They're gonna take a legit quarterback, one of the top guys. That's what I'm saying. You keep Justin Fields, you take Marvin Harrison, and you build your roster up, and you can get a haul.
They've kind of put it together on defense, right? In the second half of the season.
Yeah, ever since they acquired Montez Sweat for some reason, they're like the 6th best defense.
Well, their rush defense went through the roof.
Yeah. But now it looks kind of smarter for them trading for a defensive lineman at the trade deadline where they weren't really kind of in the playoff hunt.
I didn't hate the trade. I hated the contract they gave him.
Yeah.
But if it continues to be a defense like this and he makes that big of an impact, I mean, that might be smart.
Any other holds?
Nah.
Nah, nothing. We set out on this journey in the beginning of September. We've gone through 256 games, and here we are, week number 18. It's so sad that we get to this point. Scott Hansen goes away for 8 months, and we don't get to see him on Red Zone or hear from him, even though he's the the PA guy for the Super Bowl. He does all like the video board stuff and whatnot, does the draft and all that. But yes. Let me take this bottom part off. Here is where we are for week number 18. Colton has solidified himself as probably the best picker of the year. I give a 0.1% chance that he blows it. I mean, you obviously have it until it's locked in. Jake, a 0.1% chance of blowing his lead there, but he's definitely locked in at number 2. And the matchup we have all been waiting for is Dom and me going back and forth. We are tied. This is what Colton's been waiting for. He is
Back and forth. Back and forth is hilarious.
No,
There's not been back and forth.
it's only you who's getting chucked down the mountain more and more.
There's been no forth.
You gotta get that thing of the
You're the bomb. Come on.
blow up thing. Anyone got that?
Come on. We were talking about for a week. Yeah, there's that.
No, it's there's no fourth. There's just back, and it's just me. I went from battling first to battling for my life in last. So,
Has Jake held first place at all during the picks?
Not once.
No.
I was in first for the first 2 weeks. I was at first or tied for first in the first 2 weeks, and that was kind of the end of that.
At least Jake had dignity the whole time.
I mean, like,
In pain and suffering.
far, but I'm not finishing last. So I just did everything I could to not finish last. And hey, I came for your spot and took it.
I had pretty much almost basically the same as Colton. Best first half of the season, and then I've easily had the worst second half of the season of us, obviously.
I mean, I don't know about the numbers, but either Colton won more in the second half than I did, but I'm proud of my second half.
Yeah, second
I
half
am
you
proud.
stayed in there. I am not. I'm very not proud of my second half.
I'm very proud of where I am right now, and I'm only going to get better.
If you lose to him,
Oh,
if you lose,
if
to
I
him,
lose to Will, I'm not showing up for the wild card round.
Dom,
That's it.
come on, man.
I know. This is I said I'm
And
fighting for my
here we go.
God.
Saturday football, 4:30 on ESPN, indoor ABC, wherever you want to watch it here. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. Dom, you're lone wolfing. You're Baltimore Ravens here.
I may do some more research into the actual people sitting compared to not sitting.
It's
But-
just as simple as this, Tom. Baltimore doesn't need the game. Pittsburgh does. That's
I
it.
know. Pittsburgh very much needs the game too. I didn't, and you know what? Before when I did this, I didn't realize how much Pittsburgh was in it.
Plus Tomlin and his whole nonsense.
I mean, he made 500. Doesn't matter. But I think I may change to Pittsburgh. I thought maybe I'd steal one here. I'm not. I'm gonna change my stuff to Pittsburgh here. They really do need this. They really still have a solid chance. So it's a big game. And it's the first one of the week, which
You
makes
only need one different from him. That's it.
I know. I know.
You need one.
I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take one and probably lose one to Will, and we're gonna sit.
Yeah, we're gonna have three different ones. We're each gonna win the different one, and then it's gonna be down to like the nitty gritty there.
All right.
Playoff hopes are on the line. Houston at Indianapolis here.
This one's the toughest one.
I have Houston in here. Jake has Houston in here.
I've been calling this.
Colin has Indy. I'm really starting to think back to the last time the Colts played on Saturday night, and you know what happened on that? Jonathan Taylor ran a 66-yard touchdown against the New England Patriots and iced the game. I'm really thinking I think the Colts on us. I might switch to Indy here.
I mean, I've been calling this shot for
I hate
weeks.
you. I hate you.
I'm picking Indy here. I'm feeling it.
I was gonna take Indy.
Roll with me.
Here's my thing. I mean, it's not happening anymore because it can't. But when Colton, I don't know why. I think I brought you down on these. There have been a few times in the past month where I take a game with Colton and the other two take the other side. And I think to myself, I was like, all right, you know what? Colton's doing well. Me being in this with just Colton, me and just Colton on this one, maybe that's a good pick for me. And I'm pretty sure Colton's lost all of those. And so I think instead of Colton bringing me up, I brought him down on those. So I was going to say, since Will changed his, I'm gonna go with Indy. I'll go with Indy. I'm going to go with Indy.
So Jake is lone wolfing this pick this week. Now we get into the nitty 1:00 games here. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Colton, you are lone wolfing.
Wow.
The Tennessee Titans.
Not a bad pick, though. But
and what could be Derrick Henry's final game as a Titan? Lone wolfing.
Yeah, I mean, did you not see Mike Vrabel's comments? Like, they're not laying down this weekend. So,
no, they're not.
And I believe it's Ryan Tannehill starting. If he wants a place in the league, he kind of has to play well this weekend. So, because I was impressed with him last weekend. Like, he's kind of running out of time, even as a backup, unless he wants to make like dirt cheap money. Like, he did not look good. So, he wants some tape out there that can at least still be a backup quarterback, let alone a starter. He's going to play well this weekend. And I don't know, man. Jacksonville has kind of had some curse since they decided to rub their heinies with the terrible towel after the Steelers game. So I'm riding the hot hand. Steelers getting in with the Jags loss, man. Let's go.
Also, I mean, Derrick Henry could just drop the mic on his AFC South career right here and just say, hey.
A classic 200-yard
Yeah.
game versus
250, 3 tutties.
Hey, man, it's possible.
Jamal Charles-esque game. Had another, 80 yards receiving.
Yeah, it's a normal thing for him to do in Jacksonville. So
No, they're in Tennessee.
No, against Jacksonville.
no, against Jacksonville. I'm saying. Sorry.
We got Minnesota at Detroit. We're all clean sweeping Detroit. We don't really know what's going to be going on with Detroit, if they're starting, setting, or whatnot.
Still taking him.
Doesn't matter. Minnesota's
Still taking them. Nick Mullins, 4
What?
interception game inbound.
Hendon Hooker plays.
Oh, give me all of it. If he does.
If Goff doesn't, Hendon Hooker does.
I think Teddy Bridgewater is QB too. I don't.
No, I thought Teddy Bridgewater was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with the.
No, he's retiring after the season.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Hendon
Hendon
Hooker.
Hooker. Come on.
It's gonna be
Give me
Hendon
it.
Hooker.
Give me it.
Just-
Then we got Atlanta at New Orleans. We're all clean sweeping New Orleans here. And then we got a Blizzard game, a Blizzard watch, actually. Okay. Who knows what happens with the weather if our friend Joe decides to curse the weather and just make sure it just rains up and down the eastern seaboard here. The New York Jets at the New England Patriots.
I don't
I
like.
am lone wolfing Trevor Siemian and the New York Jets here.
I do like it now. Okay. You said Trevor Simeon. Now I like my pick. All right, we're good.
I like it more. Brees Hall is just going to have a Curtis Martin day.
Those two. The quarterback on the team makes a difference for you.
It really doesn't, though. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I want us
3
to
to 5
lose.
inches of snow called on Sunday
They're
day.
going to go out on a high for Bill.
Are we on a 3-game win streak right now, or two? I don't know.
Did they
Bill's
win
last
last
game.
week?
Come on.
Didn't we win? Did we win last week?
I
I
have
think
no
we.
idea.
No, we didn't.
The Patriots could lock in the 2 spot if the Saints lose and the Patriots also lose. They can lock in the 2 spot there, but if they don't, the Commanders need the Falcons to lose there. So it's interesting to see how the strength of schedule works out.
It's okay.
Tampa Bay at Carolina. Tampa Bay, we're clean sweeping there, projecting to win the division. No more need to say about that. The final 1:00 game of the regular season, Cleveland at Cincinnati. We're all sweeping Cincinnati here, as the Browns will be resting their starters while they wait to see who they'll be facing round 1.
Playing Driscoll.
Yep, the 5th quarterback they're playing. Yeah. 4:25, 7 games here. Chicago at Green Bay. Dom, you are lone wolfing Justin Fields.
Damn.
Chicago Bears.
I really thought someone else was going to take the Bears, but okay. I'm all right with this. I'm kind of down with this. I like this. I feel good about this one. Now I said that it's over, but
It's over.
There's the clip for next week.
There it is. He just did it.
I feel comfortable.
He just did it.
right now we have the
You said the thing. You said the thing.
yeah, but see then
The Leo meme where he
all right, if Chicago loses, the Patriots will win, and I'll still be tied with Will probably. So that's probably how it's gonna go. Oh no, never mind. Continue.
Oh no.
We have 3 different.
And then we got Dallas at Washington, rainy game. We're all projecting Dallas to win, and what possibly, and I honestly can't say. Ron Rivera's last game as the Washington head coach. He stretched through the Redskins, the football team, and now the Commanders era of coaching there.
Wow.
Yeah. Wild. Denver at Las Vegas. We're all sweeping Las Vegas here, and Antonio Pierce's maybe last game as a head coach for the Raiders.
Don't say that.
Or can he remove the interim part and become the actual head coach?
a report for mutual interest between Harbaugh and the Raiders.
Oh, here we go. Another $100 million head coach that could just leave after 3 seasons.
Yeah, they're just gonna sell out on that now. Jeez, bro.
The
coach after that.
Philadelphia at the Giants. We're all sweeping Philadelphia here. Seattle at Arizona. Seattle really desperately needs a win here and some help. Seattle, we are sweeping the pick on here. And then we got the Sam Darnold and Carson Wentz Bowl. Jake's picking San Fran. I'm picking San Fran. Dom is picking the Rams. And Colton wrote, don't care. Accepting of the tie?
Still don't care.
At least
I don't care either.
being
I'll take the Niners just for picks purposes, but yeah, I don't care.
at least between me and Will, at least me doing the Rams thing, at least I'm committed to it, you know?
If that's the game that you lose and it loses you it, I'm going to laugh at you. Because you could very well split those first two, and then that's the one you go out on.
I know. I'm okay with it. I would rather put money on Wentz than Sam Darnold, if I'm going to be honest. So
Why?
I hope there's another clip there. There's another clip. He's going to have a Matt Flynn legacy game. 488, 6 touchdowns.
He's already played. He played like 2 weeks ago. Or last
Yeah,
week.
he played like a half a quarter. That's nothing.
And he didn't look good. So
He looked good.
Putting your faith in Carson Wentz is wild. In the year 2024,
He's a Rams fan. He has nothing else better to do.
Lord 2024, you're putting your faith in Carson Wentz.
Oh, just stop. Let it play out. Let it happen. Let it play where it lies.
I don't even know how I feel about this game.
Kansas City at the Chargers. I think it's the Chiefs game. I mean, Blaine Gabbert. This is gonna honestly end like 9-6. I don't think there's much gonna happen there.
Blaine Gabbert versus Easton Stick. What a show!
Easton shit. Here we go.
Why does this game matter then if it's at 4:25? Or
It's
just
in LA. That's why.
that's
I mean,
it. It's,
Yeah,
it's not a week 18 scheduling thing for.
No, I mean it's just that they're on the West Coast. If they were in Kansas City, it'd probably be a 1:00 game.
Got it.
It's true. It's true.
And game number 272, the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. AFC East is on the line. Colton's going to be sleeping through it, as we can already see there. We are all sweeping Miami here.
I can't believe you're all picking Miami. This is crazy.
I'm not.
I've never doubted Miami.
This is the one.
You gave me pick Buffalo. I'm just picking Miami because like I kind of have to. I mean,
Colton, this is the one.
Tom, of all you're the Miami hater. This is your chance to go ahead of to stay ahead of Will right here.
Yeah,
I mean,
This is the
wild. This is wild that you're not doing.
If Dom
this.
changes his pick, I change my pick because I know these three teams are going to be the one that flops there. So whichever way you want to go out, Dom.
I'm going Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo because Colton and Jake. I will listen to them this time.
I'm going to flop the Buffalo because I want these
Come
three
on.
games to decide how our matchups go this week. Because I know it's going to go down to this Rams and Niners game. That's what will happen.
That's
Never mind.
disappointing.
That's
That's
disappointing.
disappointing.
I don't think we should allow Will to do that.
That's
Colton.
disappointing. Lock it in.
I can't say here.
Will declared about 60 seconds ago. Will declared that he was choosing Miami. So I'm just saying.
I think.
I mean, I also said we're all sweeping Miami. So
Well,
it's
you
like,
talk for you can't talk. You can't declare it for me. I got to declare.
Well,
I
it
mean,
is in
I
the writing.
declared it for the. Well, I declared everyone else's pick for the sweep. I declared the Bengals, the
I'll
Bucks,
give
the
Will
Cowboys.
the credit. If he wants to switch with you, you can Houdini it. I got no issue with it.
Sorry.
You should have put your money where your mouth was from the start.
I should have said Miami. I should have said Miami, and then Sunday morning texted all of you guys, been like, you know what, I'm actually gonna go Bills. But
Yeah, and you act like Will wouldn't follow suit.
I know he might not have at that point. It might have been different. He would have been working, so I might have snuck in there with it. You know.
Working. I don't work till like 1:00. And that, ladies and gentlemen, rounds out our show. The last week 18 of the 2023 season, that rounds it up.
Yeah, Will just took it and just took the balloon, just took all the air out of it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't deflate.
You match
I did not deflate.
Last game of the year.
Oh yeah,
And you know, I'm trying to set up some hype here.
Listen,
And we'll just-
look, Colin and I had that magic 2 years ago. That was fun. It came down to the points, and he was talking about how he was in the money the entire time, and it just, it went down with the ship.
damn.
But I just proved this year that I'm just that good. Yours was a 1-year wonder, and like you had to come down to the points. Like I'm just.
I need 2 years to kind of get. My
I'm
head
just
on the
proving
wraps
that
there.
I'm just that much better than you, Will. I'm that much better.
I'm looking forward to next year. It's okay.
Next year we're throwing something on this. This is horseshit. I can't keep winning all these years, guys, and getting nothing.
I'll
for
get
it.
you like one of those little trophies that are like 3 inches tall.
No,
First prize.
Let's throw like money towards a thing of brewskis or a nice steak. One of the two.
I'll get it from the diner if you
I
want.
just find it weird that the winner get nothing. It's great.
No, Allison already said this earlier.
There you go, Colton.
I'll just take the money for the diner steak. I'll just take it.
$4. That's perfect.
Where was my diner steak last year and the year before that for winning?
$4. I don't know if you won both years.
Yeah, I've won the last 3 of ours. Yeah,
I don't remember that because
dominated them.
I dominated at one point. I don't know. No move.
No moolah.
As always.
$6.
Follow us on all things below: YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, Twitter and/or X for the Fan _, and Instagram for the Fan Football. Listen to us next day on Apple or Spotify podcasts, wherever you want to get your podcasts. I mean, there's a bajillion different freaking platforms at this rate that you can find a podcast on. You're bound to find us on one of them, and they're probably a really shady website. Who knows? As always, I'm Will. That's Colton. That's Jake, and that's Dom. We're the most 4 impaired individuals. Any final thoughts, words, sayings?
Brian Johnson's a clown.
I got nothing. I got
Will's gutless.
and nothing.
Listen, I know these 3 games. These are the 3 games that go down to it. Okay, it happens every year. There's always 3 games, and Dom and I have all 3 games pointed out, so that will be the swing games. As always, live every Wednesday. Tune in next week. We'll have coaching news, carousel news, wherever you want to talk about news. That'll be next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week. We'll have playoff discussions following suit.